Hey buddies, Anya here, and it is time for spooky season goals. So we need to set the goals, and I thought the best way to show you how to set the goals is by doing the best kind of goal setting there is, which is Halloween goals. So let's make a spooky season bucket list type thing. Things that we want to do this autumn season, this Halloween season, and we're just gonna brainstorm things that we want to do that we want to do. So we definitely want to go to a pumpkin patch. We want to pick pumpkins so that we can carve pumpkins. We want to go to a corn maze. We want to make some mess. These aren't things we're gonna do. These are things we want to do. We're just listing out ideas of things we think are a good idea that we should do during this autumnal chilly spooky season. So that's all we're going to do right now is brainstorm what we want to do. We're going to figure out how we're going to do the things in a minute. So just figuring out what we absolutely want to make sure we don't miss. Then I'm going to take some highlighters and I'm going to go through this list and basically sort out what is a makeable, what is a doable, and what is a other things. So like anything that can be put into the same category, we're just going to go through so that we can make some mini lists. So we're going to need supplies, guys. There's a lot to do here, so we're going to need some supplies. Okay, now that we've got our first just dream list going on, our brainstorm list, we're going to make another list. Yes, because it all comes down to whittling down our lists. So now we're going to do what we want to do. Off that list, what do we think we absolutely want to make the time to do, and what are we going to need to make it happen? So a lot of the actionable things, the doable things that we want to do, we're going to need a time, we're going to need to know who we're going to do it with. We're going to need supplies, any sort of planning things that we want to put on our list so that we can check it off and make sure that it happens. So, going to a corn maze. Yeah, let's go to a corn maze. Well, that takes some planning. It takes a little planning, especially for some of us. And we want to get our friends together and get everyone scheduled to go together, and make sure that it's an affordable price, and we've got dinner plans sorted in the corn maze adventure as well. So it just takes a little bit of planning to do some of these things. Making a costume for myself, for all of the characters in my life, it's gonna take a little bit of planning. What's going in my goodie bags? I always like to do goodie bags to make sure that everyone gets something fun, and that takes a little bit of we gotta go shopping and we got a budget. The things that we want to make this spooky season, I love home-cooked meals in the autumn. I love homemade pizza for trick-or-treating, so we're definitely going to make sure we get homemade pizza snacks going on. And see, we're just using the same lists again, but we are making them more specific this time. And so I do this maybe one time with normal goal setting, but sometimes I do this a couple times if I'm really stressed out or I have a lot of I don't knows on my list before I finally am going to put the list in the planner. So if you remember, I skipped a spread between our quarterly setup and our September setup, and this is what we're going to use this for. We're going to use all of our fabulous Halloween stationery that we got from this year and years past, and we're going to use as much as we can cram on here that makes sense, and keep our spooky academia style going for our spooky bucket list that we're going to do. So we're going to, they always give us way too many of these mini label things in the sticker packs from Michael's. So we're going to use those to make all of the mini lists that go into our bucket list. So we will, and then we'll just try and make this look kind of scrapbooky and like a adventure journal, like we've been doing. And we will have the things that we need here for our goals for spooky season bucket list. So we will need, first of all, the adventures, our adventure list that we're going to make sure that we do. So these are going to be all those places we want to go, and make sure that we get them in, because October is really a short month to get all those adventures in, and especially when certain things are only open on the weekends. So you got to plan. And this is also why it's not just part of October, is because some of these things we can do in September, some of these things we can do in October, and some of these things we can even do in November. Shh, we can keep it going. Okay, so we know we want to make sure that we get those things done. And also, we want to decorate. Decorate seems like a chore and a work, but it really is something you have to do. You have to decorate. And decorating should be fun, and it should be. And yeah, sometimes it sucks and it's a lot of work, and the plugs don't fit the way you remember them, but it's fun. And we got to do it because then it's fun for everyone, and everyone knows that you're a crazy person who decorates for Halloween. Yes, so we need to decorate. These are the things we want to make. That will be our crafts and also our recipes that we want to do. We want to make sure that we get some spicy cookies and some squash soup and other recipes like that go with our own theme. Then we will have, this one looks like a mirror, so I thought it would be good for our watch list, so we could make sure that we get all of the things we want to watch this spooky season in. We might need to make a movie night specific list later, but there's specials that come on and I want to watch them, and sometimes I forget, so it's good that I write them down. It's good to write things down so that you don't forget, especially because, like, I know I'm gonna watch Addams Family. I don't need to put Addams Family rewatch on my to watch list because I know I'm gonna watch it. That's more for like the special things, the new things coming out that I might get busy and I might forget. So we want to write those down to make sure. This big section, of course, the biggest section is going to be our supply list for all the shopping that we need. So because, oh my goodness, we're going to need supplies. We're going to need glue. We're going to need some fabrics, a couple different kinds of fabric, because we got a couple costumes we're going to make. We've got, so yeah, we'll do costume right here. So, and we might be out of things. We might run out of flour and sugar for our cookies, so we need to make sure that goes on our supply list. And we can't forget the most important thing, which is our goodie bags. And that has a little mini list because, again, we need to make sure that all the goodies get into the goodie bags for all of the trick-or-treater terrorists who come over and demand goodie bags. And I need to appease them and make them happy, and I have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, if you notice carefully, it looks like all I've done is just decorated and moved the lists again into my notebook, and you already kind of know how it's going to be filled out and how much space we need, because we already know what's going on the list because we did it a couple drafts before we made it to the notebook. So we can just take our time and really fill this out with decorations, and then we will finalize our details as we run out of orange and black stickers that will fit on this page. And that is going to be our bucket list for 2023. I hope you found some inspiration for your own bucket list. Don't forget to share in the comments what goes on your autumn and Halloween bucket list, and I will see you in the next one, Boo Buddies.